What's going on, everybody? GemMint here, and yes, I'm still doing Omnibus content. I know it's been a lot of statue stuff recently. Just happened to get in a lot of pieces and prototypes, and with the move, man, it's been hard to keep up with my reading. I'm reading the Incredible Hulk by Peter David Volume 1. After the move, we'll get back on track with the Omnibus content, but we do have a haul today. I want to thank Marvel Comics for sending some early copies of this epic collection. We got a trade and an oversized hardcover. Everything else from Organic Price Books. Big shout out to JP and the team over there. Make sure you guys check out organicpricebooks.com if you're looking for any collected editions, and make sure to use code GEMMINT to save $2 every time you order. All right, guys, let's start with the trades, and this is a perfect example of an epic collection that you could just jump right into, even though it's considered Volume 8. It's New Mutants. Let's take a look at it. All right, guys, so here we go. The cover for the New Mutants Epic Collection Volume 8, the Rob Liefeld, ending the New Mutants, leading into X-Force. Here we can see the back, collecting, like I said, issues 95 through 100, but it also has Annual 7, Uncanny X-Men 270 through 272, X-Factor 60 through 62, plus material from New Warriors Annual 1, X-Men Annual 15, and X-Factor Annual 6. $45 cover price, and it comes out on July 20th. So you can pick this up and just jump right into the end of New Mutants. You're in the Liefeld era here anyway, the Cable-led team. This was always a great cover. Some Extinction Agenda tie-in. But yeah, this is what you're getting, man. You're getting like that 90s Copper Age mutant artwork. I dig it. This is my era for sure. Have read this material in the X-Force Omnibus, but if you guys don't have that, or you just want to pick up something quick to read, this could be an option for you. Got some, here we go, classic Deadpool Cable action with Cannonball. Always liked Shatterstar. So the team, like I said, that ended as New Mutants and ended up becoming X-Force, this book leading directly into that, with some nice X-Men tie-ins. I had this X-Force magazine. This was a cool single issue comic that collected New Mutants 98 through 100. Got some cool bonus material. The issue 100 with the different printings, swimsuit issues back in the day. So cool bonuses, kind of like with the Omnis. In the last trade from Marvel, we have one of my favorite ongoing superhero comics, Thor by Donny Cates, onto Volume 4, collecting issues 19 through 24. If you guys aren't reading Thor by Donny Cates, pick up the trades. Volume 4 comes out July 26. He's joined by Nat Klein and Matt Wilson, God of Hammers. Here we have the back. So I don't want to get into spoilers. I mentioned what it collects, but it also has material from issue 25, which was a kind of milestone anniversary issue that had multiple stories, if I remember. $25 cover price on here. And is this the whole Mjolnir becoming a villain? Again, you know, there's more to that, and it actually gets resolved pretty well. Let me see here, because I'm up to date. I'm trying to see where we are in this trade. But great big epic stuff with Donny Cates. That's why I love his writing. It's always huge. I mean, look at this. I'm trying to see where we're at in the story. Here's from that Thor 25, I want to say. Anyway, you need to read it from the beginning. One of my favorite superheroes, if not my favorite superhero comic that I'm reading right now. All right, y'all, and this was a cool surprise. I didn't realize an oversized hardcover was coming, and it goes with the Hoxpox, Ten of Swords, Hellfire Gala, the next kind of, I guess, Reign of X event, the 10 Lives and Deaths of Wolverine. Let's flip through and see what it looks like for the regular cover. All right, guys, so the 10 Lives and Deaths of Wolverine, I mentioned this is the regular cover. The DM variant is the Mark Brooks cover. This comes out on July 19th. And again, adding to the OHC library set, I think it's kind of cool, actually. Retails $75, collects the 10 issues. It's kind of like Hoxpox. It's 5 issues of 10 lives, 5 issues of 10 deaths, and they kind of are very different. Here's the inside of the dust jacket talking about Benjamin Percy, Joshua Cassara, and Federico Vincentini. Here's the actual hardcover, giving you that kind of textbook graphic design that they've been doing throughout this era. So I read this in single issues. Like I said, 10 lives and 10 deaths. It read very differently to me. One of them was Wolverine using Cerebro, traveling kind of through events of his life, hunting down this kind of Omega Red that's able to travel through those events as well. Then you have this futuristic thing with this kind of like robotic Wolverine, and basically Wolverine at the end of time here. But if you missed out on the single issues, if you're collecting the library for these OHCs, definitely a good pickup. I would reread this. A little bit was confusing, especially the two titles going back and forth and the time in between releases. So would love to read this back to back and kind of really grasp the story here. Love this Wolverine collage cover in the back. Got some cool bonuses. Some of the variants. One of the books felt very much like a Moira McTaggart comic. I remember feeling like, is this a Wolverine or a Moira book? So a ton of variants in the back. I'll leave some unspoiled. All right, guys, from Image Skybound, we have the Firepower Deluxe Edition, Volume 1, Robert Kirkman, Chris Samney. This is an awesome book because it not only collects the first 12 issues of Firepower, it collects the Prelude trade paperback that came out before the series. So the fact that this collects all of those, I think that's super cool, man. Let's take a look at it. All right, then we have the cover of Firepower. So guys, pick this book up. If you haven't been reading this in single issues, and then again, like that Prelude was a graphic novel that came out prior, and I don't know if that's hard to find or what, this is perfect, man. So the retail on this is 50 bucks. And like I said, the first 12 issues plus that Prelude, this reads super fast. So I could imagine you're gonna knock this out in one sitting. If you haven't read Firepower, first of all, Robert Kirkman, he knows how to tell a story. Chris Samney's art carries the book, but not that he needs to. It's a very artistically driven book, an action-paced book of this guy Owen. He travels to the Himalayas, he trains with monks, and bottom line is, spoiler alert, he's able to shoot fireballs. So he has the firepower, and then he goes back home. So it's kind of like, oh, okay. But think about like Jurassic Park: The Lost World. You go back home, but the people from that island are following you. I don't know why I have Jurassic Park on the mind. But look at this. You have no dialogue on these pages. A lot of this stuff is just told through the artwork, which I enjoy, man. I don't like overly dense with a ton of exposition. And this still does its job and tells a cool, interesting story that I would love to see adapted as some type of animated series or something, man. So definitely check out Firepower by Kirkman, and it's still ongoing, so keep up with it. This is also a cool book, man. The Ride Deluxe Edition from the most recent series that started in 2019. The Valiant Deluxe Editions. At one point, I've owned them all, and I think it's cool they're still publishing these in the same style and format as the original ones that came out. So it's a continuation of that library set, if that's what you're collecting. I did read this series. Let's flip through and take a peek. Beautiful dust jacket for the cover of Rye. Dan Abnett. He's joined by Juan Jose Ripe, Adam Polina, Andrew Dahlhaus, and Ulysses Areola. Am I saying all those right? Look at the spine. Looks great. We got a retail price here, 50 bucks. And collects Rye 1 through 10 plus Fallen World 1 through 5 and Rye the History of the Valiant Universe issue 1. The inside of the dust jacket, Welcome to the 41st Century, a biography on where we're at with Rye. He's our futuristic kind of version of Bloodshot is how I always looked at him. But Dan Abnett, Juan Jose Ripe, and Adam Polina biographies. Hardcover has that same black canvas texture with the red foil, just like all the other ones. It kind of makes me regret selling that Valiant collection, but you know, got to make the hobby fund itself. So same kind of breakdown as far as how the contents are mapped out and how the stories will show you the arc. Let me show you a good example. So for example, going into Fatherland, it'll show you the 5 issues that make up that arc. So they kept that throughout all these books. I enjoy Rye. He's one of my favorite characters out of the Valiant universe, up there with Bloodshot, with Exo Manowar. He had this kind of story toting along this kid, which is an improved version of him, but it was enjoyable. I liked it. I kind of would have liked to have seen it keep going. Eternal Warrior, man, there's a lot of great stuff from Valiant. I'm missing the deluxe editions right now, y'all. The new Rye deluxe edition though is out. Check it out. All right, guys, and we got some DC stuff, so a good mix today, right? I did finally end up getting the most recent printing of the Death and Return of Superman. And I say finally getting because I meant to pick up the 4th printing, I think it is. Or is it the 3rd printing? I think I own the 2nd printing, but the last printing came out with this sleek black design, and I kind of just stalled on it, and it went out of print like all of these volumes tend to do for Death and Return of Superman. So picked up volume 5. I'll probably sell my volume 2 because it looks more like a Reign of the Superman omnibus than a Death and Return of Superman omnibus. I recently did a review on it if you guys want to check it out, but let's flip through anyway and look at the 5th printing. Yeah, so happy I was able to finally get the sleek black dust jacket version, the Death and Return of Superman omnibus. here we have the spine here. This is what it's all about. The bloody Superman emblem. Retailing $150. But guys, organic price books, you go to shop there. They're heavily discounted when they're new. It has all the tie-ins, everything from the book that I just read and reviewed a month or so ago. The inside of the dust jacket has a nice black gloss with the battle between Doomsday and Superman. And I like this version of the wraparound much better than the one that I have. So this is the actual fight right in front of the Daily Planet. Awesome. Inside has these nice newspaper clippings. That's pretty cool. The tombstone, nice cover page. And you have the memorial out front of his grave. So they're actually calling this a first printing. I don't know, maybe they changed something slightly up. I'm not really sure. Table of contents here. Awesome. This is the beginning, the little cameo of Doomsday. We're not going to go through this whole thing, guys. I just went through a deep dive of this recently into Doomsday's first appearance. What I do want to check, though, is that gatefold poster. Yeah, here we go. So here's what my printing didn't have, was the actual fold out of his death, which was in the original comic. The last printing had it, and this one has it as well. All right, guys, and lastly, we have the Catwoman of East End Omnibus. This is by Ed Brubaker and Darwin Cook. Not familiar with this run. This is an early 2000s Catwoman run, so let's flip through it together. I mean, I'm familiar with Darwin Cook, New Frontier, and all that, but let's see what he did with Catwoman. All right, and here we go. Catwoman of East End Omnibus. Ed Brubaker and Darwin Cook are joined by Paul Gulacy and Cameron Stewart. Here's the front, switching around to the side. Another big omnibus from DC. So this collects from, like I said, the 2001 series. Catwoman 1 through 37, Catwoman Secret Files and Origins Issue 1, Catwoman Selina's Big Score, and stories from Detective Comics 759 through 762 with a $100 cover price. Inside of the dust jacket just has a nice little image here of Catwoman and biography on the creators. Some nice images on the actual hardcover itself, same spine, Catwoman on the back. Let's take a look at this one. So black interior cover page. Here we have the credits, table of contents. That's always nice to see. Here we got the cover for issue 1. It does have page numbers. So if you guys aren't familiar with Darwin Cook, he has this very kind of 4-color style, I want to say. I don't know. It's just a flat color style, I guess what you would say. He does do detail with the line work, but you have a flat color for the skin tone, a flat color for the jacket. I don't know how else you would explain that. All right, here we go. So, I'm not really, I have no idea what this run is about, man. I'm going to have to defer to you guys in the comments. I definitely would check it out. I haven't really heard much about it. We have some Batman action joining. All right, so the art style changes up here. This must be from the Detective Comics issues or something. But just to give you an idea of what you're getting, looks good. It has the page numbers, it has the table of contents. Nice artwork in the back here. Shows you the covers before the issues, but they are the virgin versions, no trade dress. Interesting stuff, guys. Didn't know this was coming out, but we'll have to check it out. Let's see if there's any bonuses. Looks like you have like some biographies here. Some pinups and variant covers. Very nice. All right, that was a cool little haul. Not only did we have epic collections, trades, oversized hardcovers, deluxe editions, and omnibus, but we had a good mix from DC, Image, Valiant, and Marvel. So that's the haul. Let me know what books you were digging. What are you looking forward to on some of these pre-releases? And stay minty fresh. Peace.